The dawn of precision. Living in a quiet village nestled in the rolling hills of Southeast Asia, an elderly woman named Suri faced a dire challenge. Diagnosed with a relentless illness ravaging her chest, she was prescribed a regimen of 4 powerful medications, each carefully chosen to combat the disease doctors believed she had. Yet despite the precision of the prescription, her condition refused to yield. The shadow of mortality loomed larger with each passing day. Her family watched in anguish. Initially, the diagnosis had sparked a flicker of optimism, caught early. The illness seemed manageable, but as hope faded, despair crept back in, heavier than before. Suri's case wasn't unique. It was a stark reminder of a broader truth haunting modern healthcare. Dr. Elena Voss, a pioneer in biological computation, has spent decades pondering cases like Suri's. By traditional standards, Suri's treatment was textbook, Voss once explained. Her physicians were skilled, her care aligned with protocol. But that's precisely the flaw in our system. For generations, medicine has leaned on methods rooted in a bygone era, tools and techniques that feel more like relics than revelations. A swab smeared across a glass dish, a reflex hammered from a knee, a stethoscope pressed to a chest. These are the echoes of a time when science had fewer options. When it comes to something as complex as cancer, the process often involves excising a sample, encasing it in wax, slicing it thin, staining it with vivid hues, and peering through a lens. Sometimes this yields answers. Sometimes it misses the mark entirely. Imagine a pilot navigating a storm with nothing but a compass and a paper map. No radar, no satellite, just guesswork. That's often what doctors face when decoding a patient's illness with outdated tools. In a nation with one of the world's most advanced healthcare systems, roughly 5% of cancer cases, tens of thousands of people annually, are misread. Globally, the numbers climb higher. Voss, who cut her teeth in the early days of genomic research, has long championed a radical shift. A key figure in mapping humanity's genetic blueprint, she argues that adequate care too often means what works for the majority, leaving outliers like Suri in peril. We've built a system that thrives on averages, she says, but no one is truly average. For Suri, this meant the possibility that her treatment wasn't just ineffective, it might have been harmful. Voss envisions a different path, a revolution fueled by tools already within reach, poised to transform medicine from a one-size-fits-all model to a bespoke craft. She calls it precision living, a fusion of cutting-edge sequencing, wearable tech, and data-driven insights that tailor care to the individual, not the manual. The cost of decoding DNA has plummeted, while computing power and artificial intelligence have soared. These advances herald a future where treatment decisions hinge on personal biology, not statistical norms. Within a generation, this could become the standard, promising not just longer lives, but healthier ones, extending vitality even if the upper limit of years remains unchanged. For Suri, time was a luxury she couldn't afford. When her family pursued a second opinion, a detailed genetic analysis of her tumor revealed a stunning truth. She didn't have the chest cancer her doctors assumed. Instead, a rare blood malignancy had taken root in an unexpected place. What seemed like a typical case was anything but. This revelation underscores a critical flaw in conventional diagnostics. Relying solely on a tumor's location is like identifying a tree by the forest it grows in. Sometimes it's an oak, sometimes it's a pine masquerading as one. With genetic signatures, the guesswork fades. Suri's true condition demanded a different arsenal, one that included therapies like immune cell engineering, where a patient's own defenses are reprogrammed to hunt down invaders, or drugs that strip cancer of its ability to hide, exposing it to the body's natural sentinels. These innovations, still in their infancy, are already rewriting outcomes. Trials show remission rates soaring past 80% in some cases, a beacon of hope for clinicians who've battled these diseases for decades. For Suri, the shift to a tailored regimen turned the tide. Months later, her strength returned, and with it, a renewed sense of possibility. This isn't just about curing the sick, it's about redefining health itself. Humanity has proven it can stretch beyond a century. The challenge lies in making those years vibrant. Precision living offers that promise, not through distant dreams, but through tools we wield today. Knowing the code. Since the dawn of the 21st century, the idea of peering into our genetic makeup has tantalized us with visions of dodging future ailments. It's a compelling notion. Decode the blueprint, sidestep the traps. But that's merely the opening chapter of a much grander story. The human genome is a sprawling library, over 3 billion letters long. Once, reading a single character cost a fortune and years of toil. Now, a device no bigger than a keychain can unravel an entire genetic saga in days for less than a meal's price. This isn't science fiction, it's science fact. Targeted scans, zeroing in on questions like, "What's attacking me?" can deliver answers in hours, soon to be minutes, with costs shrinking to a pinprick. But the genome's secrets go beyond disease. It whispers advice on what fuels us best, which gut allies to nurture, and how to tune our bodies for peak longevity. Take a common enzyme glitch affecting millions. It turns everyday remedies into silent threats, unraveling blood cells in a cascade of chaos. Or consider how a harmless bean can become lethal to some, while a staple grain poisons others with an invisible sting. These quirks extend to treatments. Genetic tests now spare countless women the brutality of unnecessary chemotherapy, opting instead for gentler paths with equal efficacy. Yet, such breakthroughs often arrive too late, after years of missed chances. A reminder that resting on tradition is a gamble we can't afford. The differences don't stop at individuals. Entire populations, like men and women, reveal stark divides long ignored. Historically, medicine skewed toward one half of humanity, leaving the other to adapt. Only recently have we begun to unravel why some therapies favor one sex over the other, a puzzle tied to chromosomes and beyond. Soon, every prescription could come with a genetic footnote, forecasting how it will dance with your unique code. Imagine a world where your doctor knows your biological script before scribbling a remedy, a world where prevention outpaces reaction. That future is unfolding now. The body as a dashboard picture. A sleek vehicle humming along a highway, its dashboard aglow with insights, speed, fuel, temperature, proximity alerts, all adjusting in real time to keep the journey smooth and safe. Now imagine your body as that vehicle, equipped with its own array of sensors, guiding you through life with equal clarity. Cars weren't always so smart. Decades ago, they offered little more than a speedometer and a gas gauge. Today, they bristle with dozens of detectors, each a guardian of safety and performance. We've come to expect this intelligence, rejecting any ride that leaves us blind to its workings. Yet, when it comes to our own health, we've settled for far less, relying on intuition over data, even as the stakes climb higher. That's changing. Wearables already track our pulses and dreams, whispering hints about diet and motion. For those managing chronic conditions, monitoring has shed its needles and weights, offering seamless glimpses into vital tides. A patch on the skin now streams sugar levels to a screen, banishing the dread of daily pricks. Scientists are pushing further. Devices that scan breath for hidden foes, fabrics that pulse with biomarker tails, even seats that signal distress to a dashboard or a doctor. A simple ring can reveal sleep's depth and day's promise, while tomorrow's jewelry might map a family's health in real time, from newborns to elders. This isn't a luxury. It's becoming a necessity. Soon, leaving home without a health monitor will feel as reckless as forgetting your keys. Subtle implants will track oxygen, nutrients, and stressors, feeding an AI companion that nudges you toward balance. Swap sugar for greens, step outside for sunlight, or pause for breath. Over time, these tools will spot patterns unique to you, steering clear of one-size-fits-all pitfalls. The impact is already tangible. Data-driven tweaks rival top drugs in taming blood sugar, while wearable alerts catch crises before they strike. Irregular beats, silent clots, brewing storms, all, once invisible until too late. In this new era, every tick of the clock could mean a life preserved. Chakdara. Sentinel systems. A century ago, a plague tore through a less connected world, claiming millions with ruthless speed. Today, our globe is a web of swift transit and close quarters, a perfect stage for chaos to spread faster still. A single outbreak could undo decades of progress unless we act smarter. Enter the sentinel power of biodata. With millions already wired to trackers, we're poised to spot fevers and falters as they ripple through crowds. Pair this with rapid gene scans, and we could map a pathogen's march, city by city, plane by plane, before it spirals out of control. Every minute gained is a barricade raised, a life spared, yet this vision demands trust. Who holds the keys to this vast tapestry of heartbeats and chemistries? A tech titan? A health conglomerate? The answer matters, for the stakes dwarf a stolen. Card, your essence laid bare, is a prize beyond price. Breaches already scar the landscape. The risk will only grow. Still, the trade-off beckons. Most surrender slivers of privacy daily for convenience. Why not for survival? The catch lies in aligning personal gain with collective good, a dance humanity rarely masters. If biodata can shield us from the next great scourge, its allure might just tip the scale. The vaccine vanguard vaccines have sculpted a safer world, slashing childhood graves and lifting adult years. They've banished terrors like smallpox and tamed pneumonia's grip, proving their might with every herd shielded. But their march slowed, stymied by doubt, cost, and a market that faltered when risks loomed large. Now, a resurgence blooms. From malaria's partial defeat to swift lab-grown defenses, innovation is slicing through old barriers. Soon, we might outpace even the flu's yearly dodge, turning a guessing game into a sure strike. Each victory nudges lifespan upward, bridging the gap to our fullest potential. Rebuilding the machine accidents and wear tear at our frames. Organs falter, demanding replacements we've long sourced from tragedy's leftovers. But as roads grow safer that well runs dry, enter a bold frontier, organs bred from tailored beasts or printed from living ink. Stem cells once harvested could rebuild what's lost, no weight required. The future isn't borrowed, it's crafted. A New Horizon once, age carried a rigid script, slow steps, faded vigor. Today, that narrative bends. 50 flexes like 30, 60 strides toward 40. Tomorrow, 70 will join the dance. This isn't wishful thinking. It's momentum building now. Each leap, be it sharper drugs, smarter scans, or vigilant sensors, adds not just years, but life to those years. Together, they promise a dawn where vitality isn't rationed, but shared by all.